Okay, hello my friends, Simon Miller here from my secret location. Again, just go watch other videos I've done this week to get more information. But we are living in the craziest week when it comes to pro wrestling, and I'm going to do my best to explain it to you. But of course, WWE had their mega WrestleMania 40 press conference yesterday, and this is what I think happened. Seth Rollins came out and said, I'd love to talk to Cody Rhodes, when Roman Reigns came out and said, listen man, I'm the super duper whooper champion, and I have decided that I'm going to face The Rock at WrestleMania. This is when The Rock came out and got booed, but he did get some cheers too. Let's not pretend otherwise. When he called The Rock versus Roman Reigns the biggest main event in WrestleMania history, when he showed off the Bloodline family tree to get it across, look how deep my family does run in pro wrestling, I tell you, I actually thought it was quite impressive. This, however, is when we got our first twist, because Roman and The Rock basically hugged here, and because he was getting kind of a negative reaction from the fans, this was the most old school heel Rock you have seen in ages. And just for my 2 cents, I think this character suits pro wrestling much better. But given that they did have a little bit of a love-in, Cody Rhodes walked out with no music. He said all of this was BS, but he didn't say BS, and that he's made his decision, and he is now going to be facing Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 40. What now? Don't get me wrong, even though this is 2 + 2 = potato, this is some of the most fun I've had in ages watching wrestling, especially because after this, Roman insulted Dusty Rhodes, so Cody insulted the entire bloodline by saying, man, you two come out here saying you're the head of the table, but you've not even been cooking for the last 2 years, which is a great line. But then The Rock got annoyed about that. He got the mic and he was like, listen, American Nightmare, you shouldn't say things like that because it also means you're offending me. And he gave him a slap. So now I'm like, well, I want to see Cody Rhodes versus The Rock. That's when I realized we're not in Kansas anymore, Toa. There's more to this though, which you can see online as well, because after this, The Rock walked out with the bloodline, and he was kind of at the front of the queue, as if he was the tribal chief, when he saw Triple H, and he pointed at him as if like, listen, you better fix it, you better fix it. But the whole time, he was dropping F-bombs, which WWE never does. So if you wanted to pretend that all of this was real, well, they did a damn good job of it. Now, there's probably a bunch more stuff I am missing here. For example, 1, Paul Heyman the whole time was a bit like, I don't know what's going on here. And 2, even CM Punk, who was part host for the evening, was saying, man, if I was Cody Rhodes, I would punch The Rock in the face, which led to this amazing shot where Punk was saying this, and The Rock was in the background with a look on fire on his face, like, man, I'll come over there and I'll whoop your ass too. You also have the Pat McAfee show where, like I say, The Rock cut such a 1999 promo on the Cody criers, or crybaby Cody fans, whatever the hell he said. And then, of course, we have Seth Rollins, who spent the whole time in the corner going, please, would you take my belt seriously? And we really should. I mean, if you want to talk about one thing that WWE has dropped the ball on, it's that the whole thing seems to get worse. But the big takeaway is that Seth did get involved in this, because when we got the slap, everybody started to brawl, and Rollins was yelling at The Rock, oh, you think just because you're a board member, you can do whatever the hell you want. Now, again, lots of people are talking about this on the internet, including the Wrestling Observer Radio's Brian Alvarez. Does this mean we are about to do a tag team match of The Rock and Roman Reigns taking on Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins? Now actually, there is a wonderful synergy here, because on the right hand side you'd have the workhorses, on the left hand side you'd have the people that some say don't even turn up to work, and somewhat ironically are Hollywood dudes. But you bet your bottom dollar I want to see that. The question is, where the flub do we do it? Now in my head it makes more sense to do it in Australia for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view premium live event, but of course you could also have that be your main event for WrestleMania Night 1, and then WrestleMania Night 2, you do Cody versus Roman, and this is the only thing I am sure of. Cody Rhodes finally finishes his story, and he becomes the mega champion. There's so many other bits we do need to get into though, because there's also speculation out there, and again, take it all with a pinch of salt, that whatever is going to go down with The Rock and Roman Reigns is going to take up 3 matches. Now originally the first was going to be at WrestleMania 40, then SummerSlam, then WrestleMania 41, but would the tag match include that? And if that is going to go down at the Elimination Chamber, then what does The Rock do at WrestleMania 40? Because he has said over and over and over again, damn it, I'm going to be at that show. Now, if I was going to get on my booking horse, which I should never do because I always get it wrong, I think you probably do the tag, and actually The Rock turns on Roman Reigns, which then leads to Cody versus Roman, and when the Bloodline tried to attack, Solo Sikoa gets rock bottomed, Jimmy Uso, gets a people's elbow, The Rock does not touch Roman Reigns, because of course Cody has to get his sort of clean win. He hits the Crossroads 90,242 times, he gets the 1, 2, 3, he's then your champion, so WrestleMania 40 goes off there with Cody Rhodes and The Rock celebrating together. then we get to SummerSlam, and you do the first proper one-on-one match between The Rock and Roman Reigns. I would presume The Rock wins, then you get to WrestleMania 41, you do the big rematch, and Roman Reigns wins. Or something like that. I don't know. All of this is melting my brain. How did we get here? And I'll be the first one to throw my hands up and say, WWE have made this way too complicated. I don't actually care when it's this much fun. I don't actually care when I'm enjoying it to the degree that I am. Because seriously, if you haven't watched that press conference, just go and sit down and you'll laugh your head off. Some people have called it cinema, which is way too over the top. But in terms of a really enjoyable piece of drama, there's a couple of thumbs up. Once again, I also just think The Rock feels so much more natural in the wrestling space when he is being this guy, and we are just gonna have to wait and see how it's all gonna play out. I mean, you're gonna have to see what SmackDown does, because so much information is gonna come from that, because once again, do not forget, at one point during last night, we saw The Rock and Roman Reigns hug, and I saw loads of people going, well, this is gonna happen, and that's gonna happen, and nobody called that one, apart from one guy in my Twitter DMs. I saw it, and more for me, I totally ignored it. You know who you are. Round of applause. There's also, of course, the case that maybe Cody and The Rock do not make up, which means you are going to have to do that one-on-one match. But the other takeaway we have here is that everybody assumed that The Rock was coming back, or Dwayne Johnson was coming back for his last match, his retirement match. But that doesn't feel like this at all. It feels like he's going to do a last proper run, so maybe he does have 3 more left in him. I have no idea. And look, if the first one is a tag match, that probably does make all the sense in the world, because that way he can kind of reacclimatize himself to a wrestling ring. I hate it when people go, oh, he hasn't got any cardio. Have you ever done wrestling? It's so damn hard. Like, I am active right now, wrestling every weekend I can, and I'm desperately trying to work on my cardio, and I'll be in the ring after 8 minutes going, oh, I think I'm going to die. So look, you can observe it, but try and be a little bit nicer about it. I just love the kind of reaction this is calling on social media, but not those people that do cross over the line. Stop taking it and giving it so personal. And listen, in terms of me trying to figure out what the next step of this journey is, I have absolutely no clue. There is a certain joy I get from that too. Usually I like to be a geek and go, oh man, I can figure this stuff out. And now, I totally can't. The good part though, of course, is that we are going to get what we all want, which is Cody Rhodes being in that match with Roman Reigns. And you have to figure, in no world is he going to lose. Because if we do that again, you see how mad it was the last 7 days? Holy crap, man. Imagine that times 2. Also, if Roman is going to go into a feud with The Rock, he doesn't need the championship anymore. We're totally done with it. And of course, if one Dwayne Johnson is a small reason why he does lose that title, well, it makes all the sense in the world that those two would want to clash. It was also good to keep in your brain that this is exactly what WWE wanted, in the sense, yes, sure, I do think they were backed into a corner and had to come out fighting, but numbers are up, interest is up, it is going to be the most watched WrestleMania of all time. And all of a sudden, my casual friends have crawled out the woodwork, and they're like, wait a minute, The Rock is doing what? Ironically, because he did get whatted a lot, the phrase that is never going to die. And apparently that is what Dwayne Johnson likes the most. He likes to look at the metrics and go, woohoo, we absolutely helped here. And you can't deny that one. He has achieved that and then some. But of course, the big thing we need to do is you need to get in the comments and let me know what you think. I certainly wouldn't get on your high horse about this, because you can make a prediction that sounds ironclad, and then yeah, we'll get to the beginning of next week and you'll be totally woefully wrong. It does feel like The Rock is going to be way more involved than any of us expected. Really, I don't think that can be a bad thing. But I could be totally wrong, so once again, please do get in there and let me know. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the video on the screen, which is ups and downs from Monday Night Raw, so you can tie all of this in and get all of my thoughts. Otherwise, I would just say sit back, strap up, and enjoy the crazy ride. I honestly don't know how WWE got here. It seems so straightforward. And actually, before I do wrap up, let's not forget about Rhea Ripley, let's not forget about Becky Lynch, and let's not forget about Io Sky and Bayley. Especially Bayley. I kind of feel like she's been overlooked at the moment, and hers is the only match properly official for WrestleMania 40. If you want to walk into my house and say she should main event WrestleMania Night 1, I'm not going to argue with you. The story is right there, and it's damn impressive too, and it has emotional, warm and fuzzy tum-tum stuff. I don't think it's going to happen, because again, we are in brand new territory, friends. I don't know when it's going to end. Goodbye.